An intriguing exhibit recently opened at Bainbridge Island Museum of Art. It's called Open Sesame, the magic of artists' books revealed, and we hopped a ferry across Puget Sound to check out these beautiful works up close and personal. Well, I am in the upper chamber of the Bainbridge Island Museum of Art, also known as BIMA, and I'm with the illustrious founder, Cynthia Sears. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for having us. We're so happy to be here.
We're delighted to have you here.
Now, before diving into this exhibit, I want our viewers to know that you were the driving force behind this museum. Your vision, your determination, this wouldn't exist without you. And the mission is kind of local and regional artists that you show their work. Right?
Absolutely.
And that's a real gift to the community. So a big kudos to you, because that's pretty great. So let's talk about the new show, Open Sesame, the magic of artists' books revealed. We were talking before this, and I mentioned that when I heard that phrase, artists' books, I thought of a big coffee table, hardbound book about artists' work. But that is not at all what it is. So let's start with a very basic first question. What are artists' books?
That is a question that just about every book artist talks about, argues about, refuses to accept somebody else's definition. I can only give you my definition for my collection.
Yeah.
Okay, an artist's book is a three-dimensional work of art that delivers its message or tells its story over time the way a book does. Time is essential for me. If you can look at something and understand what it is completely just at one look, that all-at-onceness means it's not an artist's book. So it has to be over time, and usually with the agency of a person doing something, turning a page, pulling a lever, putting together a puzzle, unmaking a bed, making it up again.
I know there are like 150-ish pieces, right? Most of these are the permanent collection of the museum. And that permanent collection, where did that come from?
That is my collection that is now being made over to the museum.
Oh, so like a gift or a giving over.
It is totally a gift.
How many total artist books do you have in your collection?
It's something over 1,800-ish.
Ish. I love the ish. When did you get enamored, and what is it about artist books that you have, close to 2,000?
It is the most original, inventive, nimble, creative, exciting form of art for me. It's very personal. It allows the bookmaker to have direct communication, that they're whispering in your ear. I mean, it's really an intimate form.
Would you just tell me about that, the little red box artist book, if you could tell me about that.
Yes, that's called ossuary, and it's a little book object that opens in 2 layers, and it is filled with paper and tiny replicas of human bones. And the material on the paper is an account of all the soldiers' lives lost in the Iraq War. And it is very difficult to read. And I mean
it's literally difficult to read, the black on the dark.
Exactly, and that was her purpose, that you need to make a huge effort to get this information. It is not just there, and it is also fading from the paper as it does from our memory and our awareness.
Right. So I assume that the artists represented in the show, they also work in a lot of other mediums. Is that right?
Some do, mostly print-related, but there are some book artists that are only book artists.
But they're using so many different skills. I mean, let's list them off. There's collage, there's drawing, there's printing.
There is embroidery. One woman does not like her hair when it has fallen from her, and she has written a book in Chinese about her dislike of the hair, using the hair as the letters. So, and it's it looks like print. It's beautifully done, but it's all made out of hair.
I love the detail of that. I love the obsessive quality of that. And I mean, a lot of these books, like you said, are heavy, and there's also things that aren't as heavy, like that matchbook.
The matchbook, which was created some years ago by one of the co-curators of this show. She printed a little history of her problems with relationships with matches.
Yes.
She took actual matches, disassembled them, ran them through the printing machine, and printed a story that as you use each match, it changes.
Very clever. So I know you don't play favorites. You love all of them. These are all of your children. But if you had to mention one or two, they're like, oh, you know what? Those two are quite, you know, unique or interesting. I mean, they're all unique. Could you name check any?
I do want to tell about one book that is actually a summer hat. It looks like a straw hat, but what would be the straw is a strip of paper with printing on it. And it contains every possible insult, derogatory term, or whatever about women and their sexuality.
Oh my God.
And
that's powerful.
It is really powerful.
I love the idea of it. It's protecting you. It's kind of like,
But you can, my interpretation of it is that it's protecting women's brains from that coming in.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I need to get a copy. I need one of those.
Exactly, and that is done by the artist who did this large piece.
Shadow.
Yes.
What do you hope people will take away from this show who are going to come see Open Sesame?
Just joy in the form and the possibilities. I would like them to encourage their children to make their own books. And children love this as a form.
Oh, I bet. They must flip out. You have to work hard to keep their hands off it?
We will have a petting zoo here.
So, I love that. A petting zoo book, a petting book, artist book zoo.
Exactly right.
Well, this is terrific. Thank you so much for talking to us about it and for having this amazing collection. So Open Sesame, The Magic of Artist Books Revealed runs now through June 9th at Bainbridge Island Museum of Art. Museum location, hours, and ferry schedule is on the BIMA website. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nancy.
It's something. Yeah, it's great.
Great.